Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pastrami Nation Popcorn, Pastrami Nation podcast, where we talk all things entertainment, movies, TV, all that fun stuff. Joining me today, as usual, are my co-hosts. We have Mr. Nolan Smith, co-founder of Pastrami Nation.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. And of course, the awesome reporter, writer for Pastrami Nation, Rebecca Benson. How are you?
Yay.
Hello. Good. How about you?
I'm doing good. So how are you guys doing this week? Guys' week's been going good.
It's been going good. A lot of things popping up in the news world, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Like before, earlier in the year, there was like nothing for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks in like January, like nothing, completely dead. We're like,
it was dead. Yeah.
Like, we don't even talk about, but like this past couple weeks has been just hammered with stuff, and we talk about some of that today. But of course, over the last 8 weeks, Wandavision has been taking everybody by storm. It's been taking the internet by the storm. People love it. It was off to kind of a slow start, but now it's one of the biggest shows on television, or whatever you want to call it, on streaming or whatnot. So you guys are caught up. You guys watched today's episode. This is Friday. I unfortunately have not, but we will be talking about the episodes before. Just letting anyone listening or watching, there will be spoilers ahead for the first 7 episodes. Or is it 6 or 7? We're on episode 8 now, right?
8. I think 8 was today, and then 9. Okay. The last one for next week.
9's the last was next week. Yeah. So from episodes 1 through 7, there will be some spoilers. We're going to talk about what we liked about it, what we think is going to happen, and all that fun stuff. Today's episode could have changed all that. I could be totally way off on my.
We're just going to play that. Like, yep. We're just going to go with it.
Yeah, probably. So last episode, we left off. We finally got one. We got a big reveal. Out of all the reveals out of the whole show, like. Episode 3, Pietro. When did he come in? I can't remember.
I want to say it was 4, and that was one of the biggest moments, because you're right. I think a lot of people were like, this show's super slow, or this show's stupid, but they weren't giving it a shot.
No.
Marvel gave something a try that was totally different than anything they did.
Mm-hmm.
And when you first saw Quicksilver burst on the scene, you're like, because it wasn't Quicksilver. It wasn't the Marvel Cinematic Quicksilver. It was X-Men Quicksilver. And I think that threw everybody for a loop. I've seen things that said the door is open now. And what's that going to mean for what the cinematic universes look like? So that was the first big one. Yeah.
That was the first really big one. Now, question for you guys. Do you think that's Pietro? Do you think that is Quicksilver? And I don't want you guys to ruin this episode if I don't know. So I probably should avoid talking about that right now.
Well, and I can throw in there that I want that door to be open.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping it is that Quicksilver from the other universe. He has charisma. He's likable. Yeah. He's everything that other Quicksilver, wasn't. So
I actually prefer this version of Quicksilver anyway. So
especially for the credit scene, like that, you needed his.
Personality. Absolutely, yeah, and he fits it so well. Mm-hmm. Like nothing against the other Quicksilver. He acted the part he was wrote.
Oh, he was, yeah.
This Quicksilver he shines, and it's so hard to say because I'm a big comic book fan. Obviously,
mm-hmm.
I never liked Quicksilver. Never. Like he was stupid. He was a Flash ripoff.
Right.
In comics, he was just arrogant and smug, and you hated him. You hated him on X Factor. You hated him in the Avengers. He was always that guy that came around. You're like, just go away. Like nobody likes him,
It's like I always knew like him as, like you said, like the Flash ripoff. Like that's all. I didn't know much about his character, but I just knew he was like the Flash.
Right, and the comics had a really hard time breaking that apart, and I still don't think they've ever done it. They've tried Quicksilver miniseries, and they've flopped because it's a book about Quicksilver. So for me, from even up to episode 7, because that's what we're sticking to right now.
Right,
you've given us a better Quicksilver than we got in the comics, and I absolutely appreciate that. Not quite the likable Quicksilver that we saw in the X-Men movies, because he was just punky little teen, doing whatever he wanted. Nobody could stop him because he's faster than anybody.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we got the best version that we've had in quite some time.
Nice. Did you read the comics that any of this series was based off of? So like House of M and all that stuff?
You know what? House of M, yes, but there's another one that came out that I did not read, and it's I want to say it's called The Visions.
Oh, okay.
It's a comic about Vision, Wanda, and their kids. Mm-hmm. And the covers were always done like old Rockwell paintings. And to me, it never really grabbed me. But then again, when they pitched this show and we knew it was coming out, I was like, I'll give it a shot. It's Marvel, but this wasn't like Mandalorian hype for me. You know, I was just like, it'll be all right. You know, to me right now at episode 7, it's up there with Mandalorian. The story, the characters. I want to see where the arc's going, and it's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I know a lot of people have been kind of not complaining, but a little bit you know, they don't like the weekly releases. You know, they like it to all be in one package at once because we're so used to binging these things. With that.
Thanks, Netflix.
Right. But personally, I think it's actually worked in their benefit. Honestly, I feel like if the show had come out like 7 weeks ago, I don't think we would still be talking about it. We would not be holding it to as high esteem as it is. And I think it's a really smart idea to, do the weekly releases, especially with a show like this, so you can build like I think the last show to actually do that was like, I'd say like Game of Thrones was like the last show I could remember hearing about. I never watched it, unfortunately, but hearing about people talking like at work, they'd just be, hey, did you watch Game of Thrones? Did you watch Game of Thrones? But like now it's like, did you watch WandaVision? Did you watch WandaVision?
Right. And I think that really helps too, because WandaVision is based off of the decades of TV shows. And so you have to wait. Like,
exactly.
Your kids, like, you had to wait.
Right. And in order for, that, last episode 7, we found out that, Agatha Harkness, that she was, kind of involved with everything. And then she had her own little catchy theme song, which I thought was legitimately catchy. It was in my head all weekend.
It's your ringtone, huh?
It will be soon. It will be soon. They released it on like Apple Music and Spotify. It's doing numbers. I've heard some remixes that are actually pretty like legit cool. I'm like, dang, but I don't think like things like that wouldn't have had an impact as much as it had if it was all released at like one time. You know what I mean? But that was another like huge reveal. Like I'm sitting there on the couch with my kids and my family were watching it. And I think people had an idea, like, people knew, like it was all over the internet. I don't think it was a well-kept secret who Agnes was. But I think it was a secret nonetheless. So when we found out, like, I kind of knew, but like the way they did it and the way they went about it was just really cool.
They did a good job throwing the swerve because beforehand they had said like there's a character named Agnes. And will this be Agatha? And once you hit that episode where she's like, do you want me to take it from the top?
Right.
Like, I was like, okay, maybe she's not. Maybe she's just a person stuck in there. And then even when she had the witch costume on, you're like, But I was still thinking like, no, they're trying to throw a swerve at it. They're trying to say like,
that's what I thought too.
Has a similar name, but they're not. And then when she was like, I'm Agatha Harkness, I was like, oh.
Like that was really cool. That was a really, really cool reveal. And I'm just curious to see where it's going to go now. To have 2 episodes left, so the one that dropped today and next week. I'm kind of hoping they don't. I will be. Furious is not the right word, but if they're like, all right, this is the end of the series, you have to wait until Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness next year to see what happens. I
think that they're going to tie to another series, not because anything we've seen in the show either. I think they're going to end up tying to Loki.
That would be cool. I hope they do.
Because Loki is, a god. He's a trickster. Agatha, what we saw saying, it was Agatha all along. She obviously has power, and Wanda has this ridiculous power. And we know Loki's going to kind of jump around from what we see in the commercials.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah.
I don't think we'll see it tied to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think that's going to be more grounded into, you know, I think they're dividing the Marvel U. Because you have your grounded heroes, you know, the Captain America and Hulk, and, you know, mostly it's fighting in a desert or, you know, military base.
Right.
And then you have WandaVision, which fits far more in the realm of Doctor Strange, like you had said. So I think that we will see a big connection into Doctor Strange.
I hope so, definitely.
But, I think we'll see it tied to Loki too.
Yeah, I honestly think we'll see some in Spider-Man 3 as well. I think from what I've heard, that it's a possibility we might see her pop up, because we know Doctor Strange is going to be a big part of it too. We'll talk a little bit about Spider-Man a little bit more in a little bit, but what was I going to say? Oh yeah. Are you guys, I'm excited for all the Marvel shows coming up. You know, I'm excited for Loki and for Falcon and Winter Soldier, and What If looks really cool.
Yes, it does.
Out of those ones, I'm curious, which ones are you most excited for if you had to choose one to watch? Because I'm super excited for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I really am. I think it's going to be great. But after seeing like something like WandaVision and like how unique it was and how just insane, like Falcon and Winter, like I love some MCU and I'm not going to complain about it, but it just feels like more of kind of the same of what we've always gotten. Whereas WandaVision was this totally unique, completely different thing. So I'm waiting for Loki. Like I think Loki's going to take the WandaVision baton and run with it, you know, kind of get weird and unique and different. What do you guys think? What are your guys' thoughts? Are you guys excited for any particular one you're excited for more?
No, I have to agree with you with Loki for the same exact reasons, because he is the trickster. So you have all these possibilities, and he can, you know, go through the different realms, and, you know, so I think they could like really expand that.
Absolutely. I think so too. Yeah, definitely.
And it's Tom Hiddleston. So you have this extremely likable actor who I think he's going to light up the small screen. We're going to want to tune in every time. And like you had said, taking nothing away from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, you know, I think, you know, Anthony Mackie, you know, and
they're great. Yeah,
they're fantastic actors. But is it going to retread like Winter Soldier the movie? Is it going to retread Civil War? I love those movies, but like you had mentioned, WandaVision was a breath of fresh air for me. Loki and What If are tied for for TV series. I think I mentioned it before. Like, I'm a massive fan of What If comics. What if Wolverine? What if Spider-Man never became Spider-Man? What if Ghost Rider was Doctor Strange? You know, all of these just like off the wall things. I want to see it. And I know it's going to be, you know, in a different format, but I want to see it. I want to see where they go with it, because
it'd be cool. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And I think it still like blows my mind that Marvel's able to pull this off. So they pull off something like WandaVision, which is like this completely uniquely different thing that shouldn't work, but it works. But on top of that, they have all these like you said, Tom Hiddleston, you know, he's Mr. I'm never coming back for Loki again. Loki's done. And then makes a TV series. Like
of course he's going to lie.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I mean, of course. And it's just like, it's crazy. Like I know it's Marvel and it's Disney and they have all this money and they're just like, here, go do this, go do this, go do this. And everyone's happy. I don't think any other studio is ever going to match that kind of interconnected, you know, media, you know, where you have TV and movies and all of it just being able to flow so well together.
Marvel hasn't been able to hit this before because they didn't have control, you know, with like the Netflix shows. And I was going to bring that up because it's a perfect parallel. You see like Daredevil or Punisher that was dropped all at once, and they got big hype for a week or two, and then it went away. Yeah. And now that weekly formula, creating the hype, Marvel gets to do this. They get to create the buzz. They get to connect their TV shows to their movies. And maybe that'll help with some movies that maybe people aren't really looking forward to, because I could think of, well, at least one Marvel movie that I'm not super hyped for, but I think that with everything tying to it, it'll probably make it better.
Can I guess what it is?
Yeah.
The Captain Marvel 2?
No, it's actually Eternals.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Captain Marvel too.
Captain Marvel too. I just absolutely would probably gonna hate, but just not.
Hey, Monica Rambeau's she's gonna be in it, and it's gonna focus on their relationship. And I really like Rambeau. I think she's become one of my favorite characters on the show. Like her and Wu. Her and Wu together are amazing, and Darcy. I love Darcy.
Darcy in there, and you have an amazing cast right there.
Yeah. I'm still down with. I know there's like the fans are trying to get like a Jimmy Woo like X-Files type spinoff with like him and like Darcy. I'd watch that in a heartbeat.
So I have a question. It bothers me. So in the second vignette of this last episode, Vision is seen talking to the camera by the Funnel of Love truck. However, he's not wearing his wedding ring. And I don't know if that was oversight.
Oh.
If it's like a little nugget in there.
Oh.
I did not realize that.
I didn't catch that either.
I didn't catch that. I'm going to watch it. And I'm going to watch it again and look for that.
What? So that was after he tried to go through the wall, right? Because after that's when he was talking to the camera, and then he's like, "What am I doing?" Right?
Yeah, I need to go home to my wife. Yeah.
So maybe because when he was starting going through that gate, like he started falling apart. Mm-hmm. So maybe no, but then now you raise another question: if Wanda reconstructed him, she made him without the ring because she brought his body back.
Sure. Right. That is weird.
Go back and watch that.
Is it still part of the falling apart? With the
right.
Yeah.
Right. I'll have to catch that on the rewatch because actually every week we've been rewatching it again before the new episode because it's just something to put on TV, and something to watch. I have to check that out. I thought the last episode was great though, like episode 7, where he's just like, I love that scene that you're talking about where he's sitting there talking to the camera and then he's like, what am I doing? He's like, I should be going to my wife. He takes all of it off and like gets up. Like it's such like a good like spoof on like those kind of shows. It's like
The Office, Malcolm in the Middle, kind of.
Right. So I didn't know because he was supposed to be behind the scenes. He's not right. Vision.
Is he the
show? He's the actor
playing Vision.
Crazy. I didn't think about that.
Oh, I really enjoyed that last episode. And of course, the reveal of Agatha. It was cool and it was big and it was catchy and they did it the WandaVision way. They made it memorable. They put the catchy theme song. They made it, old timey, and that's what made it work so well. And the actress, she's doing a fantastic job. Mm-hmm. From being Agatha to the one that's do we take it to the like yes, like you're like I'll tell you right now. Reading comics growing up, never once would I want to see a cinematic Agatha Harkness.
Right.
Sorry, I'm not interested in the character. She never appealed to me. But in WandaVision, they make you care and want to learn more about this character. So kudos on that.
Yeah, it's like Catherine Hahn. Like she's amazing, and like she's one of those actresses that just shows up in things, and like she'll make anything. Like she was in like a good handful of episodes of Parks and Rec, which I love that show anyways. But like whenever she was on, she was my favorite part, and like she's just got that like. She's just perfect in this role and like perfect in all the other roles she's done. And yeah, I think she definitely makes that character.
So yeah, drop some comments. Let us know what you're thinking about WandaVision, and Kevin, drop us a message after and let us know what you think about the last episode.
I will definitely do that tonight. Actually, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to go do that. So speaking of Marvel, speaking of all this, multiverse madness and all this weird things going on. Let's talk about Spider-Man 3, which has an official title now. I don't know how many people listening or watching have been catching up, but we were trolled pretty good in the middle of the week by all 3 co-stars of the Spider-Man movies. We had 3 different titles, none of which turned out to be true.
So
they all have the word home, and I love that they're committing to the home bit, and I love that they're kind of making fun of the home bit, and they're like, this is kind of ridiculous, but we're going to do it anyways. I'm just going to read off the fake titles real quick. Just let me know your guys' favorite before I move on. So we have Spider-Man Phone Home, Spider-Man Home Wrecker, Spider-Man Home Slice. Which one caught your ear? When you heard those 3, which one were you like, that could be pretty cool, even though you probably knew it was fake?
Right.
What do you think?
I like the Phone Home.
Phone Home was great. I love Phone Home. I thought that was
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even had like the green font, which I was kind of thinking to be like, Green Goblin, and like, so that's what kind of made me think, wait, are they no, like no. Going with the phone home name. Which one would you like out of all three, Nolan?
You know what? The one that I thought would be real, and for very stupid reasons, because the story would suck, was Homewrecker. And right away I thought like Happy Hogan's gonna like cheat on Aunt May or something. And I'm like, oh my God, like no, like I like Happy Hogan as a character. Don't do this to him.
Right? I love Happy, and that would have been horrible.
Characters have been through enough. I mean, how many Uncle Bens do you have to lose in this world? Like, no. But I really thought, I was like, they're gonna pull a fast one,
Right? And
Mandalorian, so
right. And as we know, we were figured out the next day. None of those, obviously.
Which one did you like?
Which one? I actually like Phone Home. I thought Phone Home was legit. I thought it was a cool like throwback to like E.T. and stuff. I thought it was going to be like one of those like because that whole series has kind of been like John Hughes inspired kind of vibes. So I was thinking like, yeah, they could go with Phone Home. Like it makes sense for this world. But then Home Slice, I saw Home Slice too, and I was like, okay, like that one's pretty cool too. But the actual one is No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home. First of all, I'm curious how far they're going to go into this home, like part 4, part 5. I'm trying to figure out possible titles for those.
I think it's going to be 3. I think we're going to have 3 based on Home, and then maybe based on another arc.
Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, so No Way Home. I honestly, personally, don't really have any kind of idea what it means. I mean, obviously, at the end of, again, there will be spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home if you guys haven't watched it yet. I'm sure if anyone's watching this or listening to this podcast, they had to have seen it.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but during the end credit scene, we find that Peter Parker his identity is revealed by Mysterio, and he's we can assume essentially he's on the run. Right. At this point, so, and Doctor Strange has something to do with it and all that stuff. No Way Home, obviously he can't get home. He's on the run. He can't go back home. He's got to figure out a way to get home. But then there are the multiverse theories about possibly gets lost in the multiverse and can't go home. Everything, No Way Home. What do you guys think? What are your guys' thoughts? And are you guys excited for Spider-Man 3?
Spider-Man, go ahead.
Yep. Spider-Man.
All right. So I have 2 theories of what No Way Home means.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the multiverse theory, the getting stuck in the Spider-Verse kind of thing, with all the multiple Peter Parkers, and who knows, maybe we'll see some Miles Morales, and trying to navigate your way through there. And that's where Doctor Strange would come into play because, who can navigate realities better than, the Sorcerer Supreme.
Right.
So, there's that one, but then there's a darker way. It could be like No Way Home, as in like he crosses the line, and there's no going back. And I think that would propel him from being kid Peter Parker worrying about high school problems to, like I did the ultimate thing to stop a villain, and I'm no longer that innocent kid, and that would propel him into the next level of him being a hero.
I didn't think about that because he's still a dumb kid. Let's just face it. Like he's still a dumb kid. So it's very possible.
Too. Yeah. Like how can anybody be duped by Mysterio? Come on. Like, yeah. Mysterio, he has a fishbowl. Like he's not a good guy.
I haven't heard that. I actually like that one a lot. That one actually would make a lot of sense.
What do you think?
See, mine was kind of more literal. Like they were just stuck and there was no way home.
Oh, that would make sense too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, no, I like that one too. And it's so crazy with like, obviously you can't get any answer. I mean, not that, we can just call up Kevin Feige and get answers and yeah, right. But like, he's so like he's so good with keeping secrets, like that whole, except for Tom Holland, who apparently just
can't keep secrets.
Can't keep secrets. But he has said over the past couple weeks that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have not filmed any scenes for this new movie that he's aware of, and they're doing the Marvel thing, they're saying, yeah, no, totally, we're not doing that, and then we're gonna do that and not let you guys know on it. But I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a fun ride, no matter how, depending, I really love how his arc is going in these movies. I think it's great how he's on the run now. And I thought that was like the ultimate kind of, that's what he needed to become Spider-Man. I feel like he needed that to become who he was meant to be, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah. No, mine was kind of more like the magnets that like won't attract to each other. Like they're just in this realm where they can't like.
Yeah, I love that though.
Time travel where you can't cross yourself.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So that they're like stuck in the almost like WandaVision, like when the decades that these movies came out in, they can't quite get to each other.
That is cool. That is really cool. Actually, I think there will be. I definitely do think there. I think there's got to be some. There's going to be some multiverse shenanigans in this. Like there has to be. So I'm assuming we will see, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Whether it's just like, like a quick kind of. It could be even end credit scene. Who knows what they're going to do. But I really like that idea that they're just not lining up. You know what I mean? Like that's actually really cool. I like that. So, I mean, we'll see in December.
I can't believe it's out in December. That's so
like this is going to be a really, really good year for Marvel fans. If you're a Marvel fan, like last year we got nothing, zero.
You didn't get Black Widow. I know.
We didn't get Black Widow. We didn't get anything. And I told my family the other day when we were watching WandaVision again, I was like, the second I see that logo again on the big screen, I will probably cry. I'm just letting you guys know because I missed it and I want to see it. But this year we have four theatrical releases. So we have Black Widow coming on May 11th, Shang-Chi coming July 9th, Eternals November 5th, and No Way Home, December 17th. So
they moved Thor, huh? Thor got bumped.
I think. I mean, because I think all that stuff was supposed to come out last year. So you had Black Widow, Shang-Chi. As far as I knew, so Doctor Strange was supposed to premiere literally the week after WandaVision ended. So they were supposed to do, basically lead right into that, which I thought would have been really cool. But of course, COVID and all that stuff happened. So they moved everything back. So they apparently, from what I hear too, they kind of reworked some of the Spider-Man 3 stuff to kind of fit in. Because, Marvel has that ongoing kind of story, with all their things. So they have to make it all work like a puzzle.
Kind of tie in, lead to the next.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Marvel stuff coming this year. I'm excited for it all. Hopefully, fingers crossed, theaters are opening back up again. I heard that the Cinemarks around here are opening up. So,
are you excited for Eternals?
I don't know much about it. I can tell you why I am excited though, because I like the cast. I'm a huge Angelina Jolie, obviously, freaking amazing. Kumail Nanjiani is one of my favorite comedians of all time. He's just an incredible actor. The Big Sick was just incredible. Like he's done some really good stuff. Honestly, I can't remember right now who else is in it. I know those two are in it because those are the two reasons why I'm going to go watch it. I did watch Catherine Zhao, who is directing The Eternals. She made this movie called Nomadland, which I just watched last weekend.
Oh, okay.
That was her movie before she went on to do this, before she went on to do Eternals. But thing is, all of her movies before, especially Nomadland, it's this really, really meditative, quiet drama about rural life and living as a nomad, things like that. But the way her characters develop and the way her characters talk and the way her character, like they feel real and like they're there and like she knows how to work with actors and stuff. And so I just feel like I have a good feeling about it on that aspect. I feel like she just knows what she's doing. And I don't know if obviously this is a higher, budget, higher level, someone from indie film going to a huge Marvel film, but I'm looking forward to it for those reasons. Cause I know she's a good filmmaker. I've seen what she can do. She brings like a real personable experience to watching a movie. and those two people that I named off. So otherwise, honestly, I don't know much. I don't know anything about the Eternals. I don't know. I know kind of who they are. I know the basics, but I don't know. But then again, I didn't know much about Guardians of the Galaxy either when they came out. So
you're not alone. The Eternals is such a odd choice, but I think I'm looking that about Guardians too. I think Eternals are going to really expand the cosmic universe of it. Honestly, like my most experience I've had with the Eternals in comics is in like the Avengers in the 90s. They had and she's a part of the race of Eternals.
Right.
They're like these godlike beings, and they treat people like they act like they're a god. They act like they're better than everyone. So I know Cersei, I know Icarus, but other than that, I mean, it's a lot of cosmic stuff. I know they've had ties to Thanos and the Inhumans.
Interesting. Okay.
So it'll be interesting. They've never really grabbed my attention. I actually have a hardcover of the Eternals, and I've never read it. Yeah, it's sitting there wrapped up. But I do think it'll expand some. I think what we might see is, and I'm going to forget the movie that I saw it in, but it was a Thor movie. We saw a Celestial. We saw that big giant Celestial kill a planet when he rammed his staff down. When the collector was like talking about where the stones came from, we saw that massive armored thing. If you have gods as a team, you pretty much have to fight a Celestial.
Right.
Who else do you go against? You're already stronger than anybody in the Marvel U. Like, you're going to have to fight something that can kill planets. So,
that's true.
Not super hyped for it, but it's a Marvel. I'm going to be there. It doesn't matter,
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. Like I get excited over anything Marvel personally. So, cause it's kind of like, Eli loves it. So it's kind of our thing. We go to the movies, Marvel stuff is like our thing. So that's why I get super excited about it. Rebecca, are you excited for Eternals? Do you know much about it? Are you? Nope. Okay.
That's good.
Fair enough.
Very fresh to it, and just appreciate it for the story. Yeah, and that'll be really cool to see if they can grab somebody that doesn't have any knowledge of it, because I don't have much knowledge of it either. Let's see how they can grab people with characters you don't care about. Because even with like Guardians, I still knew who Star-Lord was. He was nothing like what you saw, in the comics versus the movies. But I knew who he was. I knew who Drax was. Again, very different, but I had a connection. I don't have a connection to really any of these characters. So I'll be in the same boat as the two of you as well. Like, we'll just go in, we'll hope for the best, hope it's an entertaining movie, and wait for the end credits.
Yeah, absolutely. Always hope for the best, man.
What about Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi, again, he's someone I don't really know a lot about, unfortunately. I'll admit that. I'm excited for it though. I like that it's bringing in the seven. Is it the 6 rings or the 7 rings?
7 rings, the Mandarin. Yeah.
They're bringing in. I think it's Shang-Chi and the something of the 7 rings, isn't it? Something like that. I can't remember the full title, but they talk about that. So I know who Mandarin is, and I know who the 7 rings are. So.
Well, and I've, again, never been a fan of Shang-Chi, really. Like, he pops up in Spider-Man comics every so often. Master of Kung Fu. That's his tagline. Master of Kung Fu. So I love martial arts movies. And I think we've had a drought of those as of late. Like, I want to say the last ones I've ever seen were like Ong Bak with Tony Jaa.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
And I loved them. But we haven't seen a lot of martial arts movies like we used to. There's not the Jean-Claude Van Dammes these days, So I'm excited to see that. And I heard a rumor that they're going to try to get Iron Fist, a new Iron Fist, like not the one from Netflix, and have him tie into the second Shang-Chi.
That'd be cool.
I'm a big Iron Fist fan. I love Iron Fist. I love the character. I love the whole he killed the dragon to get the power. So tie that in and you got me.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think that's another interesting rumor I've been hearing about the Netflix Marvel characters moving over into the movies. They're talking about Charlie Cox Daredevil being in Spider-Man 3, and which I think would be pretty cool. Like, I like Jessica Jones. I liked Daredevil, especially the actor. I thought he did a phenomenal job as Daredevil. So I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I think Shang-Chi is going to be fun. But of course, I think the big one everyone's waiting for is Spider-Man. Like, everyone wants to see what's going to happen with Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Loki are like the top 2 on my list this year. So we will see. I mean, like again, fingers crossed and everything's good. So yeah, so let's you guys have any more Marvel stuff you guys wanted to talk about? Guys were excited about. I love talking about Marvel. So what's that?
Not unless you want to talk about that new episode of WandaVision.
Not yet. We'll definitely talk about that next time we do one of these. Actually, I think next time we do one of these will probably be the finale or after the finale hits.
I bet you it will be. Yeah.
So then we could talk about it, and we could either be super upset or super happy or somewhere in the middle.
Happy.
We'll see. So just a couple more things we wanted to talk about today. That kind of concludes our Marvel praise section of the podcast. So let's talk about a trailer that came out last week, but it's still like it's breaking records online because I think everybody is super excited for it. It's so weird. It's Mortal Kombat, the new reboot movie, which is. It's so crazy how like it's kind of that trailer has seemed to unite everybody just by how cool it looks. You know what I mean? I'm pretty big on like on film Twitter. Like I like to see, I'm friends with other critics and they're just talking, and sometimes the discourse can be just annoying and you're just film Twitter is sometimes the worst. But this trailer has united absolutely everybody, and everybody is on the same page that this movie looks awesome. This movie needs to be seen on the biggest screen possible. Now, I completely understand it's not everybody's cup of tea, which I'm totally okay with. It's totally a niche thing. Not a niche, a big niche, but it's still a niche. If you grew up with Mortal Kombat, particularly, I'm not saying that I'm not saying girls didn't play Mortal Kombat, but if you're a boy,
original Nintendo system,
right, and that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that, but I feel like if you were a boy growing up in the '90s, you definitely played a lot of Mortal Kombat, probably a lot more than you should have. Or if you're a girl in the '90s, you play a lot of Mortal Kombat. I don't know. I'm not being, anyways. I'm gonna get myself canceled.
The biggest fighting games to come out, because you had Street Fighter, which was fun, like the fireballs, the kicks, the punches. Mortal Kombat came out and gave you blood, and they gave you fatalities. And as a kid, I remember seeing that, and I remember seeing like Sub-Zero's fatality, and I'm like, oh my god, like
it was amazing.
He just did that to a guy. And that's when the whole arcades can't be for kids kind of thing started happening. Right. It was Mortal Kombat. It was the Killer Instinct. It was the ones that had the super bad fatality.
Killer Instinct.
Mortal Kombat's been the one that's lasted the test of time. Like Mortal Kombat on the current gen systems, right. And it's doing extremely well. Like downloadable characters like Terminator, and stuff like that. Looking at this trailer, I mean, it is kind of a dream come true, because we had a very crappy Mortal Kombat movie made early in the 90s. It was pretty hard.
Back up a little bit here. No, I get you. It's super corny and super. It's not great. It's not great. I get
but it was good for its time.
I love it. Yeah, exactly. No, and I totally.
Now you're like, oh, but we were just happy to see anything that had our video game heroes on a big screen. There was a Mortal Kombat TV series, which I think did a fantastic job. And it lasted about a season, but they nailed the characters. There's been so many animated movies. DC just started doing some animated movies for Mortal Kombat. So everybody was wondering what this was going to look like. We heard about this like last year, live action Mortal Kombat happening. I think we all kind of feared the worst. But then again, we did with Sonic too. And look, Sonic was amazing. So
I think this movie's saving grace was getting James Wan to come on as producer, because he's produced he's directed and produced the Insidious movies and The Conjuring, so he has that really unique style that would perfectly fits within this world. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, the trailer just like absolutely, it gave me chills, to be honest with you, because I was kind of fearing the worst when I pushed play. I was like, okay, like are they gonna give me? But like, you see that scene, like I was sold like from the first, with Scorpion or Sub-Zero just breaking Jax's arms off, like that was cool. And then you get to the other Sub-Zero moment later on in the trailer when he's just bashing on Scorpion and grabs that blood knife and just does the whole fatality thing. I was completely sold. I was like, they're going for it. They're doing this. I have to watch it.
And I think you nailed it. It's that nostalgia factor too.
Mm-hmm.
You have some kind of some positive connection to Mortal Kombat from your past. You're probably going to want to see the movie. It's probably what you've been waiting for. We don't know story-wise. For all we know, the story can be complete garbage. And it's not, I just need something enjoyable. I don't need something that's going to win awards. I want the same way. But they're off to a great start. And I know it's going to be at theaters, hopefully, and HBO Max, right?
HBO Max in theaters, yeah. I'm hoping theaters are open by then because I need to watch it in theaters. Same with Kong versus Godzilla. So, which I did read today, by the way, that there will be a definite winner. It's not going to be one of those movies where they just kind of like, maybe like Freddy versus Jason scenario where it's just kind of like, whatever. But
who's going to be the winner, Kevin?
Oh, Kong.
Yeah, thank you.
Easy.
I think so because they've been calling him Kong and not King Kong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's got to get the king title. Like
it's title. Nothing against Godzilla. I love Godzilla. Grew up off of it. Everyone
keeps on like bringing that up. They're like, "Well, he's king of the monsters." I was like, "Yeah, but he's King Kong, and he's not King Kong yet." So
he's been Kong. So give the man his name.
Yeah, give him his name. And yeah, I'm the same way though. I love Godzilla too. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like bashing on Godzilla, but Kong's. I think Kong's got it.
We'll see. Godzilla. So Kevin's going to have all these Godzilla fans coming after him and female Mortal Kombat fans coming after him after this goes. And feel free, comment the heck out of it. Let Kevin know.
You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Anyways, I love everybody, and everyone plays Mortal Kombat. Everybody loves King Kong and Godzilla, and I'm just a happy person.
Not everybody loves Eternals. So.
Not everybody loves what?
Eternals.
Exactly.
Disney, and we have a new trailer from Disney.
Oh, that's true. What do we got?
We got Cruella.
We did get Cruella very much. We got a lot of Cruella.
Not that Cruella dropped as a trailer.
Yeah. What did you guys think about that trailer? You guys go first, then I can give my thoughts on that trailer. I don't want to get in more trouble than I already am.
I love Emma Stone, and I think just from the trailer, she's going to do a very good Cruella. But I'm like, come on, Disney, please, no more backstories. Like, can't people just be evil? Do they need a reason why?
Good point, because when you always saw like the typical Disney villain, so Jafar. I don't want a backstory about Jafar. Like, don't tell me what made him evil. He's evil. Leave him as that. Or Gaston. He's a jerk.
Because he was betrayed.
He's a jerk, Like,
I agree.
It looks good though. I mean, I agree with Rebecca that Emma Stone's terrific, and I don't think she's been anything I've been disappointed that I've watched. So.
Right, and to take on such a serious, menacing role,
very different.
Yes,
we're used to.
I'm excited that she's getting her like a little stretch.
I'm the same way. I love Emma Stone. She's one of my favorites. Like, I'll watch anything with Emma Stone. She automatically makes anything better. But yeah, I don't need an origin about a lady who literally skins and kills puppies. I mean, like I just hope they don't. One of my biggest fears is that they're gonna make you sympathize with her. So like she's gonna be like, like they did with like Maleficent. Like they made her.
Started on that one. Do not get me started on that.
Or even like I hate to bring this up right now, in the whole climate we're in, but the Joker did the same thing. I don't know why but like Joker made you feel sorry for someone who's just a psychopath. And like, I'm like, dude, like the guy's like a mass murdering. Like I personally, I didn't like it. I mean, I know some people did. But I thought, I thought it was
of glorifying. I can see the argument of glorifying and justifying a villain. And sometimes you don't want to justify the villain because then why is the hero there?
Right.
Exactly. So like, I mean, I love all everyone involved in these things. I love, you have, Joaquin Phoenix, Angelina Jolie, Emma Stone, and Cruella, but it's just like, I don't know. I'll watch it. It looks fun. It could be good. I'm keeping
101 Dalmatian fans also messaging him.
Yeah.
On top of Mortal Kombat female fans and the Eternal fans. We'll throw that in there too. All 5 of them.
Oh man. If my Twitter account goes down after this, I've worked really hard. No, but seriously, guys, you guys can find me anywhere.
You have really things.
It's okay. I'm allowed to have opinions. All right.
Me and Rebecca are going to go play Mortal Kombat.
And you guys should. It's a great couple thing. And I know, women who play Mortal Kombat are some of my favorite people in the world. It's such a great bonding experience. You guys should play it together because I cannot recommend it enough. And
I never want you to be a counselor ever.
I can do it. I have good counseling skills.
Jolie would be Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. Look at everything keeps tying together.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Our own multiverse.
See, we can do that. We can do that. We're going to build this podcast to be its own multifaceted.
We're going to make you go crazy like Joaquin Phoenix by the time you
Exactly. So before I get in more trouble, I just need to. I hope this doesn't get me in trouble because I am a big fan of Daft Punk, and I know so many other people are, men, women, everyone loves Daft Punk. And I recently, earlier this week, it was announced that they broke up. I'm bummed over it. I think there are some incredible musicians that give us some wonderful music. 28 years of Daft Punk. They did the Tron Legacy soundtrack, which is one of the greatest scores of all time. So I just wanted to say how much it sucks they're breaking up. And R.I.P. Daft Punk, even though they're both still alive and fine. So don't freak out, everybody.
All those Daft Punk fans are going to come after. What do you mean R.I.P.?
Yeah, you Daft Punk. Daft Punks.
And Kevin, if you want, throw out your Twitter. Let them find you.
Oh yeah, I definitely will. It's it's Nunya at.
Or you do is just comment. It's at RIP Daft Punk Mortal Kombat's for Boys.com.
No. Just tag me when you post this on Pastrami Nation on the thing. Just make sure to tag me specifically in it, so that people will know where to find me if they need to.
There we go. We'll direct all hate mail. You, all of it.
I'm ready for it. I need a Twitter meltdown.
Nation on Twitter, and we will send it all to Kevin. You
please.
Out of us, I will send him night and day hate mail.
Please do. I will be glad. Did I tell you, by the way, I was blocked by a filmmaker on Twitter.
Why?
Well, okay, just here's a quick story. I know we're still, but this is fine. So she blocked a bunch of people, right? She blocked like this whole chain of people on Twitter. And I was like, so I was like, what's going on? There seems to be some drama on here. I'm going to go look. I go look and I'm blocked too. And I'm like, what did I do? Part of me felt like I made it somehow. I was like, yes, I got blocked on Twitter. I've never been blocked on Twitter. I don't know this person, but apparently what she did was this is so some people didn't get blocked. Some people did in my little Twitter friend circle, whatever. But it was all these kind of, people who are critics for the Hollywood Reporter and all these other people, who write reviews for these other sites. They were all blocked. And I'm like, and I was blocked too. I was like,
hey, I would take that. You just included me with all those high caliber reviewers. So.
Right. So I wasn't complaining, but yeah, I was blocked. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Apparently she's having some issues. So I hope she's okay. But
happen. I've had comic book writers and artists just block me for no reason, and I think it's because
really
people will tag Pastrami Nation and whatever they tweet out, and then whoever ends up in that tweet, if they're furious about it, they block everybody in that tweet. So even though I had nothing to do with said tweet.
Yeah. But hey, man, it kind of feels good in a weird way. It's like you notice me. You know who I am.
This is like you guys turning to the dark side, you know.
Don't worry, I'll make Pastrami Nation proud. I'll make Pastrami Nation proud. Don't worry. I'll
with all that hate, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I won't get canceled. I will fight this. But anyways, yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys. Yeah, so it was, a lot of Marvel stuff coming. Mortal Kombat, coming up soon. Mortal Kombat comes out in what, March?
April, right?
April. Yeah. Are there any other trailers? I don't think there were any other.
Not that stuck out to me.
No. So yeah, I think that's all we got for today.
All right, then. Well, let me remind everybody to visit pastramination.com for news, reviews, and more. We are on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and you can listen to your podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find podcasts, you will find Pastrami Nation. And we do appreciate all the listens, the likes, the comments. And if it's hate mail for Kevin, I really appreciate it. So just make sure you hashtag Kevin Hoskinson, and then we will.
Please. Yeah. Please trend me.
Yeah. We're going to have you go viral for all the wrong reasons. That 101 Dalmatian fans, they're ruthless, man.
Oh, I know.
Just wait.
I know. They like to kill puppies.
Oh, man. And they like to play Mortal Kombat, and they're girls.
And they like to play Mortal Kombat, so.
Dang. We'll be talking to Ghost Kevin on Paranormal Pastrami.
Yeah, I might be haunted by a ghost in real life because of that.
You might be the ghost.
Ghost troll. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. All right. I love everybody. Y'all are awesome.
All right. Well,
right,
yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. And yeah, keep like us on YouTube, subscribe, so that way you can keep getting the updates about when we put up new episodes. Please. You want to see us talk about something, you see a new trailer, indie film, anything cinematic going on, shoot us a message. Yeah. And we'll be glad to cover it.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Well, you all have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
We'll see you next time.